Hello, I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com, using tarot to help you do the inner work, heal yourself and create the life that you truly want to live. This is today's tarot. It's for all signs and it's for Saturday the 12th of April 2025. I hope you're doing well. Let's get some cards out and see what are the energies for everybody today. Saturday the 12th. Okay, so we've got two cards out to start. No, three cards. We've got the Noble One, doing the right thing. We've got the Gift of Connection, doing the right thing with others, other people that do the right thing, and hope. You're hoping that they're the people that can do the right thing. I think it's important to be very careful about who we mix with and who we do things with and who we get things from. So we've got people without empathy on this planet, and we've got people with empathy. And it's impossible to receive from those without empathy. The trouble is, the ones without empathy, they've made big corporations and stuff like that. And if you're trying to be in those systems, it's not going to work for you. However, there are the empaths creating things too. Empaths create things, systems, services, whatever it is, for the good of everybody, right? And so you can receive from those. So be careful about who you purchase things from, which services you use. Look to the energetics of the person who is in charge of it or created it, and as to ascertain, are they an empath or not? Do they do the right thing? Are they creating something for the betterment of people on the planet? Or is it just for money? Shareholders want money for themselves, for their control, you know? Because if you're dealing with people like that it's just for their control, or it's just for money, or money for themselves, or just for money for shareholders, then yeah, you're not going to be able to receive. We've got unconditional love here. Now, unconditional love, what a wonderful thing. Very high spiritual way to be. But we know this, don't we? Those of us that can do it. Those of us that have done it. If we do it in the wrong situations, with the narcissists, with those ones without empathy, we get ourselves into trouble, don't we? We end up just giving all of our energy away, and it works against us. So this reading could be saying that you are hopefully, or hoping that you are around people, dealing with people, working with people who you can receive from, that you can trust, that they are doing the right thing, and so that you can be in that unconditionally loving energy. It's interesting, it's the second time today that message has come out. I did a live video and just before this, and the same message came out, patience. So have patience. We can't always tell, can we, who does have good intentions, because they've learned how to pretend. The ones that don't have good intentions, they've really learned how to pretend and how to fake it. Interesting. So have patience. People will reveal themselves to you. So you can have hope that they are the good ones. Of course, notice what people are showing you, and then have hope that they are the noble ones. But only time will tell whether they truly are. I mean, I don't think there's any way. Perhaps we can do some muscle testing. You do some muscle testing and ask yourself, do you know how to do that? So your subconscious, your body will tell you. You can do it as simply as linking your fingers together, tight as possible, like that, and trying to pull them apart, and then ask yourself the question. If you ask a true question, well, if you ask a question, how can I put this? So if I were to say, is this person a good person, and it's holding strong like that, then the answer would be yes. If I'm asking, is this person a narcissist, or, you know, lacking empathy, then my fingers are going to pull apart, right? You probably can't see that, but they're starting to pull apart. It's looser, you see? And so you can tell. You'll be able to tell with muscle testing, perhaps. Apart from that, patience, you're just going to have to wait until people show their true selves. They do slip. They get comfortable after a while and show their true selves, don't they? Let's get some cards out. See what else is in the energies today. We've got the Fool. We're diving into something new, into the unknown. Takes a leap of faith. Yep. What can we do but trust in the first place until we're shown red flags and signs? Knight of Pentacles, we can take it slowly. Yeah, we've already had that message. Thank you for the patience. Then we've got the Three of Swords. Wow, the Queen of Pentacles and the Five of Swords. Yikes. Okay, so what these three cards are saying are Queen of Pentacles, our stability. We're stable, right? Knowing who we are, stable in ourselves and all of that kind of thing. And then along comes this Three of Swords and the Five of Swords, internal conflict and heartbreak. We have to protect ourselves and our stability. We do. We have to come up with new ways of protecting ourselves and our stability to remain stable. In other words, you find out that that person that you've been dealing with, even though they showed you at the start that they were a good person and they were saying the right things and they were doing the right things and you really believe them, but then you find out that they're a narcissist and they're not a good person. Instead of that hurting you, breaking your heart, you're turning it on yourself, like, why did this happen to me? It's like, well, it happened to you because it happens to everyone, because these narcissists are all over the place and they will fool people. And so it's not just you, it would have happened to anyone. It's not about you, it's about them. And so don't let it rock your stability, let it be about them. So the Fool, headed into something new, kind of trusting. Muse of emotions, someone that loves you, someone that appreciates you. Heartbreak, the Three of Voices there. So throwing yourself into something new relationship, doesn't feel like, it could be for you, romance. It doesn't feel like that to me. It could be any kind of a relationship, really. But perhaps someone you're working with or getting a service from or something like that. You're throwing yourself in there. It appears that they have got your best interests at heart. Muse of emotions, but Three of Voices. It breaks your heart. Okay. The Fool throws themselves in without looking, really. And so perhaps this is saying, don't go in blind. Find out from other people. Although it's not advisable to speak out against a narcissist, because you can end up really being harmed by them even more. You can bet that people that have been around them, that have done business with them, that have had relationships with them, that have been around them, will know what that person's like. Trust them. And so if you're the kind of person that gives people chances, unconditional love, gives people chances, like, oh, everyone else says that they're this terrible person, but I don't know, they've been good to me, and so I'll give them a chance. It's like, well, more fool you, because you need to trust when good people have said, this person, they're not a good person. Instead of you unconditionally loving and going, oh, well, I'll give them a chance until they've hurt me. It's like, well, they are going to hurt you. They are going to hurt you then. And so you might be looking at patterns that you've had of doing this, teaching, and learn from it. Yeah, that's to teach you, to protect yourself. Knight of Pentacles, take it slowly. Take it slowly. Queen of Voices, Knight of Materials. So taking it slowly again, the Queen of Voices, and have boundaries. Have your boundaries at the ready to put those boundaries up. In other words, have an out. Take it slowly and have an out. Have a way of backing out of it. Have a way of getting away from them once you find out. In case you do find out that they are one of these people that are lacking empathy, narcissist kind of a person. You might think, being a good person, you might think, well, if I have a plan B or an out, that means that I'm not really going full in on it, and so I'm not really manifesting what it is that I want. No. It means that you're being smart and you've got a plan B, you've got a way to get out of it, Like that, people saying, well, have a prenuptial agreement right before you get married. Is that dreadful and heartbreaking because you should be trusting and all of that, or is that a smart thing to do just in case the person turns out to be not who you think that they are, Or I can see both sides of it, but I know from experience that when I've gone in unconditionally, I've had hard lessons from that, and it's okay for us to protect ourselves. There's a new day behind this. So take it slowly and have your boundaries at the ready. Five of Swords, Three of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, because you've got this stability. And the stability, it might not be financially, but it could be. Or it could be just stability in yourself, how you feel about yourself. I'm happy, I've got a happy life, I feel good in myself, I've got self-awareness, and things are going well for me, and I've got this stability inside of myself. And then I let someone in, and it's disruptive, right? It's disruptive to all of that. Now, if you've got a good thing going on and all that stability, you want to protect that, right? death, major change, taking it slowly, getting to know someone, whether it is a romantic interest or a new friendship, take it slowly and get to know them first. It's so disruptive to have these non-empaths in our lives. Struggle, retreat, and new beginnings. So there's an internal battle here between new beginnings. You want to have those new beginnings. You want to be positive and you want to trust. But there needs to be an element of retreat. There needs to be a tactical withdrawal at the ready. You know what you're going to do when you see those red flags. And like I said, it might just be do some detective work. Ask people. People will have been in their lives and will have noticed. In other words, when you meet somebody and they're like, yeah, I don't have many friends, or all of my exes are crazy, or yeah, they don't have friends, or they can't introduce you to people that have been in their lives for a while. That's for a reason. That is for a reason. It's not because there's nobody around them that knows them. It's because they don't want you to meet the people that do, because those people have figured them out and they don't want you to know. So there's plenty of signs, and you with your unconditionally loving heart, you might believe them when they say the exes were crazy, or they're orphaned, you know, some kind of an orphan story. Your heart might go out to them, whereas it should be a warning sign. Interesting. Okay. Talking now on relationships and on the masculine and feminine aspects between us. We got the Ace of Cups, the falling in love. We've got the Six of Wands being seen to do really well. That could be an ego kind of thing here, falling in love because you've got a catch. You found a catch, someone that's shiny on the surface. And the Ten of Wands often comes out. Release the burdens. Let's get deeper into this. So the Six of Wands is about success, but being seen to be successful. So it could be people telling you that someone is a catch because they're seeing, I don't know, what it is that they've got, or, you know, the bling, or the job or something like that, rather than actually who they are. Ace of Cups. Tell us why the Ace of Cups is here, please. It's falling in love and the past. Six of Emotions, reminiscing on falling in love. Now, falling in love. Let's just think about that. Falling, is that usually a good thing when you fall down? It usually isn't, right? Rising up into love. Would that be a better thing to do rather than falling? Like, falling is lowering your vibration in order to love. We don't want to do that, right? We want a love that raises our vibration. And so perhaps pondering on that, the whole, and your past of when you fell in love. I'm like, was that true? Were you lowering your vibration in order to do that? Divine timing, apparently, to consider this. Feels like inner work to me with regards to relationships. And falling in love doesn't have to be just romance, you know. We can fall in love with all kinds of people. We can have like a new best friend and have that feeling of like, this person's great, you know, put them on a pedestal. That can be the same thing too. We can fool ourselves, and it's usually because we're not recognizing just how great we are. It's us that are great, and we project that onto somebody else instead. Some people might project their issues onto someone else. We might do that too. Issues onto someone else. And so a liar will call you a liar when you're not. You might not be. Because they're projecting that onto you. Someone that steals things, you know, they will expect other people to steal from them. They might call that out in you, and it's not about you, it's about them. But likewise, when we're a good person, when we're unconditionally loving, we can project that onto them too, when they're not even that. So be careful of that. Six of Wands seems to be a bit of an ego thing here. Eight of Materials, and it's about how much money they've got. It's about how much money that they've got. So stop looking at people that have got money and thinking that's a good thing, like they've been rewarded, like that's a special thing. No, in this society that we've got, it is not. It's very rare that people are loving and giving and have got a lot of money like that. It tends to be in the corporations and the control. It tends to be that. I'm not saying I don't have a problem with money. I don't. But we have to be honest and look around and say, look, the majority I think the majority now, it's like the end game of Monopoly, right, that we've got at the moment. If you're doing the right thing, you're really struggling at the moment to get by. Like even on things like YouTube or anything, social media, getting attention at the moment to even sell your products, you have to be rage baiting. That is really horrible energy, right? So the people that are good people will not do that, and so we don't get seen. And so even though money and good people, it should be connected in the society we've got at the moment, it very rarely is. I'm not saying it's impossible, it absolutely is, and I know people that are doing really well and that do have a heart, but that's not the majority for sure. So just be careful of that, placing someone on a pedestal. The sexual energies behind that too. So they could be very enticing because they appear to have a lot. It could be a red flag. So 10 of Wands, put those burdens down, and the Sun, and be happy instead. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? What we think of as happiness, as success. I mean, I think success to me isn't about having like a massively popular YouTube channel and all of that. It's me having a lot of freedom to be able to pursue my own path and be creative and get by and have a really good life too. I would not give that up for a lot of money. I don't want to I don't want to have the life where I'm really busy in my business and I don't have time to do all the other things that are important to me too. That to me is success, is being able to balance all of those things and make it work for me. And yet saying that, often there is this visceral feeling, I think, getting from the collective consciousness of people with money are doing bad or are being rewarded by the universe. They've manifested it, and so they must have done something good. They must have got into alignment. Not necessarily so. No, it can be done with control too. In fact, it's more often done with control. And so put the burdens down. There's some things that you just don't need to go there unless you need that lesson, right? Unless you need that lesson. I mean, even the universe does it. It'll have people winning lotteries and then getting a really hard lesson from it. What's all of this? There's ancient wisdom behind this about growth. Your growth path is way more important. Your spiritual path is way more important than the material things. And I'm not saying the material things are bad or we shouldn't want them. No. But don't see it in someone else and think that they've got some kind of a spiritual prize. That's not true. It's just not true. So discernment and home. Be careful who you let in, is what this is saying. Be careful who you let in. It's all about this reading, isn't it? Wow. Okay, so how best to deal with these energies today? We have the Three of Wands. And the Three of Wands is about waiting for perfect timing or waiting until somebody else comes in. When you see those red flags, just back off. Have that withdrawal kind of a plan. Have your plan B to be able to back off from them and detach from them. So whether it's, you're going to work for someone, you need to have a backup plan of what you're going to do to back out of that if you do find that person is a narcissist or whatever. And then wait for divine timing. Also, with this as well, I'm getting notice when it's a rerun of an old lesson that you've had and don't make the same mistakes again. There we have it. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to click like before you click off down there. Click that subscribe button if you're new. Leave me a comment as well. I do love hearing from you. What has this brought up for you? Have you fell into these traps before? How are you going to do it? How are you going to do it differently this time? And what will your plan B be? Let me know. And if you want more from me, visit my website, behealing.com. I'll pop a link for it up there and down there too. You can book in for a reading, an energy healing, a coaching session, or sign up for my free class while you're there as well. Just pop your name and your email address in when the window pops up and you'll get on that free course. Well, have the best day ever, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.